You are listening to Let's Talk Trio on podcasts. Keep up with the latest episodes by downloading the Podbean app or stream episodes via our social media accounts. Search for Let's Talk Trio on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. This podcast episode is brought to you by Lonsdale Publishing. Is your program seeking ways to assess your students' college readiness? Does your program need a tool to document the effectiveness of your program? Lonsdale Publishing is excited to offer the Strategic Learning Assessment, a 20-minute online assessment that provides recommendations and strategies to improve academic performance across 11 learning areas: communication, critical thinking, effective learning strategies, focus and concentration, growth mindset, persistence, seeking help, sense of belonging, stress management, test preparation, and time management. For as little as $3 per student, the Strategic Learning Assessment identifies strengths and areas for growth, along with tailored recommendations for each learning area. Want a complimentary sample account for yourself and 5 students? Contact Lonsdale Publishing at 727-389-8026. Again, that number is 727-389-8026. Or visit our website for more information at www.lonsdale.com. That website again is www.lonsdale.com. Lonsdale Publishing, your partner in student success. This episode is sponsored by Student Access. Student Access, the leader in Trio software. Student Access is an online database solution that allows Trio programs to track their students' information, connect with students by text messages, streamline the APR, and work from anywhere, all online, with automatic updates for changes from the Department of Education. Their technical support team includes former Trio staff and has over 50 years of combined experience working with Trio. Make it easier to focus on your priority, the students. For more information and to request a free demo, visit their website at www.studentaccess.com or call them toll-free at 1-800-801-1232. That website again is www.studentaccess.com or 1-800-801-1232. Be sure to share your favorite episodes on your social media by tapping that share button. This is a great way to support the podcast. Now here's your host, Juan Rivas.
Thank you, Amelia, for that wonderful introduction. Hello, Trio Nation, and welcome to this episode of Let's Talk Trio. This is Season 7, Episode 33. I am your host, Juan Rivas. Before we begin, some community announcements. Trio Nation, your voice is working. While Congress is moving to protect Trio funding for 2026, we must remain vigilant. Administrative shifts still threaten the stability of Trio grants. Take action now by calling your congressional representatives today. Thank them for their bipartisan support and urge them to ensure Trio programs remain fully funded and operational without delay. Let them know Trio works. North Carolina Central University is hosting their annual Student Access and Success Conference in April 2026. Click the link located on the episode description to learn more. In today's episode, we have Bernadine Booky, Director of Trio Programs at New Mexico State University and Trio New Mexico's past president. Listen as Bernadine shares her educational journey that led her into Trio. Coming up in just a bit, Bernadine Booky. A heartfelt thanks to our individual supporters: Angelica Villalpando, Rosario Riley, Dr. Ryan Barone, Dr. Jamie Motley, Dr. Jeff Naputi, Angelica Valdez, Felicia Rivera, Eric Lemaster, Jeff Halden, and Jaded Electronics. Thank you to our corporate sponsors, TrioJoblist.com, Nosotros Education Center, Longsdale Publishing, Student Access, and TheTrioStore.com, powered by Proforma. Visit www.thetriostore.com, your source for Trio graduation stoles. Thank you all so much for your continued support of this podcast. You too can be a sponsor of Let's Talk Trio podcast in one of three ways. Become a patron on Patreon. Our base level starts at $1 a month. If you own a business that serves the Trio community and want to sponsor the podcast, we have different sponsorship packages available. Contact us for details. Become a supporter with a one-time donation to the podcast business PayPal account. Our business handle is at Let's Talk Trio. Your support helps lift Trio voices. If you would like to nominate a participant, staff, advocate, or alumni to be on the podcast, send us an email at letstalktrio@gmail.com. That email again is letstalktrio@gmail.com. Again, a great episode featuring Bernadine Booky, Director of Trio Programs at New Mexico State University. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode. Hi, Trio Nation. My guest on the Let's Talk Trio podcast is the Director of Trio Programs at New Mexico State University. She obtained her bachelor's and master's degree at New Mexico State University, majoring in agricultural and extension education in 2008 and in 2009. She has served as the president of Trio New Mexico, a state association that advocates for Trio programs. When she is not busy assisting students, she enjoys singing and playing guitar, working out, traveling, and hanging out with family and friends. Welcome to the podcast, Bernadine Booky.
Thank you, Juan. It's so exciting to be here. I was so nervous, but now I feel like super comfortable.
I'm excited to have you on the podcast. We were just talking pre-show, like you are my top guest to have you on this podcast. And I know you're going to give him a shout out later on to the podcast, but Maurice has been bugging me to get you on the podcast.
Yes, he's one of my very good friends, and oh my gosh, yeah, I remember when you first asked me to be on this, and I was like, I'm not ready. Like, I don't know.
I do remember that.
Why are you asking me for this? What are you talking about? I can't be on a podcast about Let's Talk Trio, But no, now I remember when you asked me just recently, I was like, okay, I think I've accomplished everything I needed to. Here I am.
Okay, to be fair, Bernadine, you have accomplished a ton since then. But even before, right, you've accomplished a lot. So we are just very fortunate to have you.
Thank you. It means so much. And it's wonderful to get to chat with an old friend from long, long time ago.
Absolutely. So for the audience, Bernadine, you and I go way back when we were serving both the not only Trio New Mexico, but I was at the programs at Eastern New Mexico University. You were also at New Mexico State. You went from coordinator to now director of Trio programs, which is a huge evolution for you.
Yeah, I actually started as an admin.
Wow.
So I was an admin for like 5 months, and then I became the mentor coordinator. And then after 8 years, then I became the director, and now I'm the director of Trio programs.
That is amazing. And that should come to no surprise for any of us, those of us who know you, because you are super talented and just like a go-getter.
Yeah. And what's funny is like, I didn't even know what Trio was when I applied for that job. I was unemployed. I needed a job, and I found my home, which is something super special that not a lot of people can say, I think. But I mean, you worked in Trio for many years, and it just sucks you in. It's like, oh my gosh, the students, the staff, the experiences, the professional development is just phenomenal. So I'm super grateful that I was put on this path. Yeah.
Absolutely. And Trio is all the better for it because you're in it. So
thank you.
Huge benefit.
I think we should have one of these every week if you're gonna talk me up like this. No.
Oh, heck, do we meet every week just to kind of talk you up a little bit?
Right? I need Juan, I need my pep talk.
Absolutely. Well, it's and you have accomplished so much, done so much, advocated,
Mhm,
and every time that you and I connect, either offline, online, it's
mhm.
you just bring an aura of strength for the trio programs. Like
Yeah.
it's wonderful to see, and I'm inspired every time you talk about trio when you discuss about the trio programs. Like seeing you being the director of trio programs, I'm like in awe of all of that.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's definitely been a journey. Um, Not easy at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah.
I mean, just all the things that have happened over, I mean, because I've been with Trio for 11 and a half years now,
Wow.
and I've seen a lot, and it's so funny because a lot of the Trio legends, that I came into or I started Trio with are gone, and I'm an old timer now. And it's like, what? When did that happen? Why are people calling me, asking me for questions or about questions? But it's such an honor, like to be asked for help. Because I remember when I was in my younger years of director, which was, it was only like 4 years ago or something, but I feel like it was a long time ago.
Right.
Um, but it was so nice to be able to reach out to those veteran directors and ask questions and stuff. And now people just pop in and text me and call
Now they're
me.
asking you. Yeah.
I love it. It makes me feel so good that I'm not only helping students, but I'm also helping the professionals in any way that I can.
Because you're experienced and you know how these programs work.
It's because I've made a lot of mistakes and I've learned them, like how to fix them.
That's part of learning, right? We
You
learn
have
by making
to.
mistakes and some failure.
Oh,
Absolutely.
you have to. That's the best way to learn because you don't make those mistakes again. And that's something that we preach in our office. Like, I hope you do make a mistake because, then you're gonna know how to fix it and you're not gonna
Hmm.
do it again. And you can teach
Hmm.
others how to be better. So, yeah, that's something we talk to our mentors and tutors and all of our staff. And oh gosh, I admit it all day. Oh, I made another mistake. Oh man, business office kicked it back again. It's just like, oh, whatever. You're
Yeah.
human.
Yeah. Speaking of learning, what is
Mhm.
something that you learned about yourself all of 2025?
Oh my gosh. What did I not learn? Golly, when I became president, it was actually fall of 24. So I was like president for like a year and a half-ish kind of, but I was not expecting 2025 to be such a roller coaster.
Hmm.
But I learned that my body will tell me when I'm stressed in a lot of different ways. Oh my gosh. Hives, eczema, loss of
Oh
sleep,
no.
falling out hair.
Yeah.
Like I kept telling everybody, if I'm bald after this, please still love me. Like, you know, just just buy me a wig. I don't know what's gonna happen, but no, I learned. I know you just picture me with like no hair. Um, but the one thing I really did learn is how strong I am, how resilient, and how much I can adapt to different atmospheres,
Hmm.
if you want to
Hmm.
or not. But it's because I believed in what I was doing and I felt really strongly about it. And um, the students and my staff just were always at the top of my head, like what are we going to do? Where are we
Hmm.
going to go? What's going to happen? So there was just so many unknowns in 2025. Even with like not knowing if SSS was going to be refunded. And that, is like the meat and potatoes of my life, that's where I started. So it was like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen? But otherwise,
I learned that I needed to also take time for myself and make sure that I'm balancing all kinds of all the life and all the work. I did not do that very well, but
Mm.
I would be the first to admit. But I'm working on it.
Absolutely. I think it's right in the professional realm. People say having a nice work-life balance, especially when it comes to being able to enjoy the things that you do, doing the things that you do.
Mhm.
Um, how have you achieved a work-life balance that you're happy with?
Oh, heck no. If anybody knows how to do that out there, please tell me. No, no, people try to tell me all the time how to do it. And it's just like, oh gosh, I don't know. I haven't figured it out. But I mean, I know that I get up and I work out in the morning, 4:30, I'm
Hmm.
awake, I'm going to the gym. That you can always tell if I haven't done that because my poor staff, I'm like, I'm so sorry. You might just stay out of my office for a couple hours, like
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
I did not release my thoughts on the treadmill or lifting those weights and my all the all the heavy lifting that I try to do. But yeah, I work out in the morning and then, I go to work early so I can get a few things done, have the morning chats, everybody's in a good place and off we go with our day. And then after work, I need a little bit of time to decompress. So I'm glad that
Oh, for sure.
we we had a little bit of time to, settle before we started this. But yeah, I always tell people like, don't talk to me for 30 minutes. Like I just need to decompress and
Decompress. There you go.
then I can socialize. But no, I think, that's my little routine. Routine is definitely my balance when it gets thrown off a little bit. I'm a little off kilter, but you know, I get back on it eventually. But no,
Absolutely.
um,
So, as we mentioned earlier on the top of the podcast, you work at New Mexico State University. Las Cruces is not too far from El Paso. Do you live in Las Cruces or do you commute? Yeah, where do you call home?
yeah, so I live in Las Cruces. Yeah, we're only 45 minutes away from El Paso. Um, but no, my commute is like 15 minutes, so it's
Right
not
on.
bad. Yeah, and
Awesome.
yeah, and I love my neighborhood. It's, my little condo is surrounded by older folks, so we all take care of each other. It's nice. We have our
Oh,
little
that's good.
chats. I pet the dogs in the morning while I go to work and say good morning to everybody, and off I go. But no,
What do you like most about? Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
no, that's okay. That's exactly where I was heading. I really like living in Las Cruces and I've been here for, oh Lord, 22 years already now.
Wow.
I came for college and I never left. And I always intended to, but I don't know, life pulls you where
Yeah,
you need to be. But I think
absolutely.
what I like most about Las Cruces is all the nature. Um, There's walking paths all around me. There's beautiful mountains you can climb. I'm sure you've seen some of my little adventures, my little hiking
Oh,
adventures. And
yes.
yeah, I mean, for as far as the eye can see, that's something super special that people in the city don't get, and it's just phenomenal I mean, I look at the Oregon Mountains and I'm like, God, they're massive. Like, what in the
Hmm.
world? How did, it's just so crazy to think about how little you really are as a human on this
Hmm.
earth compared to everything. But I
Oh,
love the
absolutely. Yeah.
nature. I love the people. Everybody's really, really nice around here. If they're not, you just keep walking. Just keep going.
Good recommendation. I
Yeah,
like that.
don't be honking at each other and all the gestures, but no.
Just stay out
Just
of their way.
just go. Just
Just
ignore
go.
them. They're having a bad day. But no,
Absolutely.
I like the little city feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you tell me about the hobbies? So we mentioned singing and playing guitar because you do post. You do a lot of great work in that. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Thank you. Oh, it's been so long. When I became president of Trio, New Mexico is when I kind of ran out of time to play.
Oh, really?
And yeah, I really struggled finding the energy,
Mm,
to play and sing and
hmm
post and stuff like that. Because I mean, I don't know if you saw my bloopers, but it was like, golly, I took like 30 takes of that last one, you know.
Sure, yeah.
I just probably, it's probably my fault because I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, um but no, I really love singing and playing guitar. That's something that I mean, singing has been something I've always done my whole life, and playing guitar, I kind of picked it up when I was in college because I was bored, and I kind of stole my mom's guitar. I didn't steal it. She gave it to me, but I always tell her, "Oh, do you want it back?" Like, I feel so bad because I went home one weekend and I was like, "I want to learn to play guitar," and she's like, "Here, take this
Yeah.
for a while." And I went to Hastings and bought a poster that had some chords on it, finger placements, and off
hmm
I went and I learned to play guitar off of a Hastings poster.
That's awesome. No, that's fantastic. Like, what a way to learn.
I know, it's kind of crazy. And I got that idea from my older sister, Melissa, because I don't know
Hmm
if that's how she learned. She's a lot better than me. She's very good at everything than me.
Think you're being humble. Think you're being a little bit humble.
I don't know. She's wonderful. She's amazing. She's very smart. But yeah, but anyway, it's kind of an escape, it makes you think in a different way, and music is a way that I kind of either share my emotions or get them out or feel them, all that good stuff. So it's funny, you never know what music is going to be playing in my office, and if it's like I don't know, System of a Down or G-Eazy or something, you might want to back out a little bit and maybe come back later.
Ah, got.
Because I'm busy, I'm focusing,
If I hear chop
I have
suey, I'm gonna be a little bit concerned.
yes, exactly. You might want to escape for a minute. I'm focusing. But no, I don't know. If I'm listening to classical, I'm sick, like something's wrong with
What's
her.
this?
She's sad.
What's the song that gives you the ambiance to be like to allow folks to come in and talk to you? What are some songs or song stylings that are like, okay, this is my ambiance when you can approach me?
Anything else?
Anything else? Okay,
No.
outside.
I know. I'm trying to think like I listen to literally everything, honestly.
Yeah.
Because I grew up, mom always had the Freddie Fender records, or we listened to Selena, and we did the oldies, the Temptations,
Wow.
the Bee Gees. I mean, we listened to everything, and then Gangster's Paradise became my favorite song, like in elementary school. So look out, world,
Wow.
Bernadine's coming. Um, it's still one of my favorites. I jam to it on the way to work all the time. But no, I mean we listen to everything, even classical. I'll still listen to it every now and then, but
Yeah.
country mostly. But you know,
Yeah.
I'll listen to anything. Anything with a good
Very
beat
cool.
and a good melody, I'm on it. But yeah, no,
Awesome.
everybody's always in my office, so music does not scare them away.
Yeah. So I'm going to ask you this question, keeping in mind like you're already very adaptive to a lot of things, but what are some things that you're looking forward to in 2026
Oh my
or
goodness.
this year?
I think I'm looking forward to making more time for myself. Um, I think trio jobs are very selfless.
Hmm
Is that the right word? Yes. I was gonna say
I think
selfish, but I
so.
was like, that's not it.
You
Opposite of selfish.
have to be the
Selfless.
opposite of that in order
Yeah.
to be in trio. Absolutely.
Yeah. And I find that, when I'm like focused on something with trio, the students especially, I'm like, go, 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 push, push, push. You can do this. Get through it. Like, let's just make
Hmm
it through March. and
Yeah.
then things will ease up, but that's not realistic. And um, I've definitely started like putting more days on my calendar off, which is new to me because in the summer I'm always fighting to get rid of my annual leave. Um, and just taking more time to play music and write songs. I have a lot of songs that are written, but they're not finished, and I'm real shy about it. So if you know me, you'd be like, Bernadine shy? What are you talking about? But um,
But I
but
think we have different personalities, right? When we're doing
mhm,
our thing. So
yes,
something else comes out, right? Like I'm a little bit shyer in this area. This is, I want to feel, make it, like you were saying earlier, you want to make it perfect. So you have
yes,
like this, a different attitude, I'd say, towards a specific
yeah,
skill set that we're working toward.
yeah. And it's vulnerable. I mean,
Oh,
you're
absolutely. Yeah.
putting feelings out there that people may not know that you have felt, and they're usually about somebody
Yeah.
or something, and it's like, oh
Yeah.
shoot.
I
It's
like how
really
when also the audience, yeah. So I love when audiences like take a different meaning to the song, and the artist is like, "That was not
yeah.
what I intended, but sure, run with that."
I know. Sometimes I'll say stuff and then my students are like, Bernadine, what? And I'm like, no, that's not what I meant. Like, yeah, so I do it just every day as well. But no,
Yeah,
yeah. I think that's what I'm looking forward to in 2026 is like more traveling.
yeah.
I want to go to a lot of different places, that I haven't been to yet, and I have an empty naked passport that needs some stamps, and we got to get some of that stuff going. So
Absolutely. What's a country or area that you're like you really want to visit? Like not by the end of this year, but by like
yeah.
one of your bucket list goals. Like this has got to be the something I want to do. Period.
Um, I have three that are always on my mind. Australia, I
Ooh,
love
that's
the
one I want to go to.
activity. I
Yeah,
know. I grew up raising sheep, so that's like a real big sheep country. And my great Aunt Barbara, she's from there, so she always talked about it, and
yeah.
she still visits and stuff. So I would love to go see what that's all about. I don't want to see the really big bugs that they have there, but
Oh, you don't want to see the big spiders that hang out in the
no,
corner?
I don't want them. Oh, no. I better have like a spider bodyguard or something because I don't want anything to do with those big bugs. Um,
They're huge.
I
Absolutely.
know. I see pictures and I'm like, gross, but I still want to go.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Spain is another one, and then also Greece. Um,
That's awesome.
our some of my heritage is from both places, so
Hmm.
um, I'd love to check those out and see what they're all about.
That's wonderful. So we're
Yeah.
going to take a step back in time for a little bit.
Ooh.
You're going to talk to us about your upbringing. What was like life like for you, and what was your family like?
Well, life was amazing. I'm very fortunate to have an amazing family. Um, my mom and dad both worked at the school, so we didn't get away with anything.
Mm. You were under, sounds like a, not a microscope, but at least under surveillance.
Yes, at all times. No, my dad was and is, he's still teaching after like 40
Oh,
some
wow.
years. I know. He is the shop teacher over there, the ag teacher. He was also the FFA advisor, and my mom was in the kitchen and feeding all us hooligans. And I know, and it was so funny because, like, I think I was being real sneaky and like go down a different hall or,
Hmm.
do something a little different that day. And there was dad in the window, like, what are you doing? Where are you going? And it's like, oh no, I got busted again. Like, nothing. I'm just going to class. This is nothing. I came to get a Gatorade. Oh. But no, I don't know how he was everywhere. He was magical. They still are. I don't know. They're very tricky. But no, I have an older sister, Melissa, my little sister Fatima, and then my little brother Cody. And so we all were super close. We're all about 3.5, 4 years apart.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So it was perfect spacing, I think, to where, we were able to get along really well. We still get along extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
That's
it's,
important.
oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I can't imagine, like I just, yeah, I just can't imagine like fighting with them long term. I mean, of course, we had our fights and
I was gonna
we
say
had our,
siblings fight.
oh yeah, I mean, we had our little arguments and, our little spats, but it's so funny because like my mom, whenever we would fight, she'd be like, "Love," and we're like, "Oh, like I want to hug her right now." But we
Oh,
did, and then it
yeah.
was over, or we'd make a funny face at each other and we'd get over it or say something stupid. We have a ton of different like weird sayings that like I will not mention
Mm.
here because my siblings would be like, "No, oh my gosh, shut up. Why are you
Don't
telling?"
expose us.
No, for real. I don't know. We just have the silliest sayings, but they really
Yeah.
got us through the hard stuff or, the crazy times and stuff or when we were mad at each other or whatever. But no, we really had an amazing childhood. We were like a farm family, we
Mm.
had sheep, we raised cattle, pigs,
Mm-hmm.
we had rabbits, a goat, all kinds of farm animals because we showed animals in the fair. But yeah, we had sheep for a very long time and then it kind of switched to cattle because cattle are a little bit easier to take care of. Well, they're a little more self-sufficient, I think, sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I enjoyed it. I mean, I didn't love showing animals. It's not something that I would have like picked to do. I wanted to do sports and music mostly, but I'm not mad about any of it because it taught me to be who I am now. It
Mm-hmm.
taught me responsibility. It taught me about money management and record keeping and the nutrition of the animals. And I mean, we were in the best shape of our lives. We would work those animals out like they were bodybuilders, and I mean, it paid off. We did really well at the fairs, but every day we were running in circles after them or, messing with their hair, washing them. They ate and slept and looked better than we ever did, so they were spoiled. But no, I learned a lot and I'm very grateful for it and I wouldn't change it for the world, but I was a super shy kid back then and
Yeah.
it all of that stuff kind of brought me out of it. I was a very anxious child. I don't know if anybody really noticed as much as I did because I want to throw up all the time. I was like, "Oh, I'm so scared to do this. I don't want to talk to people." Or I don't, I was crying all the time because I was scared to talk to people. And my parents did a great job breaking me out of that. And I don't know if they really thought that that's what they were doing or what, that was
Mm-hmm.
even a a goal of theirs or whatever, but I didn't have a choice. I had to public speak in FFA because dad was running
There's
the
no
show.
option.
He's like, "You're gonna have to learn this and you're gonna speak in front of those judges." And I was like, "Oh my God, I'm gonna throw up again," you know? And what's funny is all I do is public speak now. It's
Mm.
insane the amount
The
of,
irony.
yes, I was like, "What have you done to me?"
Oh,
But right, but no, I like it now. It's very comfortable to me now. I actually had an
good.
aha moment a couple times in the last year where I was at one of the conferences and I was speaking and I was like, "Oh my gosh, there's like 600 people in here and I'm comfortably speaking in front of them. Like that's weird." Or
Mm.
I
Mm-hmm.
was a panelist at a legislators retreat and I was like, "I'm in a room full of legislators. This is weird. Like, why am I
Mm.
here?" But Jen Rudolph from COE, she was like, "Remember, you belong at that table." And I was like, "Yeah, I do. Like, that's cool."
Yeah. That's all. I like how you took ownership, right? Of that it is you do belong at a table and
Yeah.
that you created this pathway I think in my mind, when I hear you say public speaking was this thing that started in high school or even early
Hmm.
on,
It
and then
was,
it
yeah.
developed and it continued to follow you.
Yeah, it pretty much started in 4-H when I was like middle school. But
That's awesome.
I was still crying a lot then. I don't know if everybody saw, but I sure felt it.
How would your family describe you?
Oh gosh, silly, probably silly. I send
Hmm.
them the craziest things. I'm obsessed with monkeys, so like every Friday or, at least once a week I send them a monkey picture like, "Hey, I hope you're having a great day," or when
Yeah.
I was little, I was always making funny faces, doing funny dances, writing really bad songs. Just, I mean, I don't know. I'm definitely silly. I think they would say I can bring peace to
Oh,
different
that's awesome. Yeah.
situations. Yeah, I know a lot of them call me for different situations, like, hey, or poor mom. Sorry, mom, I'm putting you on blast here. Um, he's like, my phone, I don't know what's going on, or I don't know what this message means, or, oh, my dad's like, the computer's doing something weird, and, and I'm like, well, show me on the FaceTime so I can see, or can you help me set up the TV or whatever?
Mhm.
It's not that it's always technology, but it could be, just life stuff. They want to talk about it and stuff. And I'm always here to listen to people. So, um, I don't know. Maybe the peacekeeper between the siblings sometimes, but not really. We get along so well.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're all peacekeeping each other.
We'll be right back after a word from our sponsor.
Are you seeking guidance to enhance your TRIO project's effectiveness and success? Look no further. Nosotros Education Center, NEC, is here to empower your TRIO project with expert consulting services. NEC's mission is to promote the effectiveness and impact of TRIO programs. Since 2003, NEC has specialized in providing professional development and in-service staff trainings, allowable cost services, for TRIO projects across the country. The team at NEC, with over 60 years of combined TRIO experience, offers customized workshops and seminars for project staff, compliance assessments, external evaluations, working on and submitting APRs, database customization and training, developments of policies and procedures manuals, and project implementation or reorganization services. Additionally, NEC has secured over $774 million in federal funding with a 92% success rate through their live and on-demand proposal workshops, assistance with data collection and review, detailed technical reviews, and comprehensive proposal development services. Join the hundreds of colleges, agencies, and TRIO projects across the country who benefited from NEC's expertise. Nosotros Education Center, your partner in TRIO's project success. Visit their website at nosotros.edu.org. Again, that's nosotrosedu.org.
And now, back to the podcast. What do you remember most about the early part of your education?
Oh man, school was fun.
Hmm.
I had some really great teachers. We did so many activities. It was very engaging. Um, we went on so many weird field trips. I mean, we went to like the sewer plant one time to learn how that went, how
Yeah. How did
how
that
that
work? Yeah.
operated, because who knew? I don't know. Those are things that you should probably check out when once in your
For
lifetime. I don't
sure. 100%. Absolutely.
We were learning water management or something like that.
Uh-huh.
But no, school was great and I really enjoyed it. I hated missing school,
Hmm.
but something that I feel students don't get a whole lot is the teachers being able to be so free as they were back then.
Mm.
I mean, just I remember playing Monopoly to learn how to use money in like second grade or first grade or something like that, and I hope they still do that
Yeah,
because
like
I
introduce some
learned,
concepts through gaming. Yeah.
yeah, or in high school we had a class that we learned how to choose health insurance and car insurance and buy a car and buy a house and
Hmm.
what credit was and stuff like that. And I don't think that they do that these days because of the situation that the students are in now. And it's really interesting. But no, education was a blast. We were always outside. We were always learning something new through actions, through music, through presentations. They always brought in guest speakers, assemblies. I mean, it was so much fun. I loved to read. I loved to hang out with my friends and just learn together. So, shout
Yeah.
out to all those elementary teachers. You're amazing.
One question I like to ask the guests is, do you remember what you wanted to be when you were little? Like most kids would say firefighter. I wanted to be a
Right.
doctor. What do you remember most about that time period?
I wanted to be a lot of things. Um,
You wanted to be everything.
I, well, I remember the one thing that sticks out the most is I wanted to be a brain surgeon.
A brain surgeon.
I
Whoa.
did, and it's the most ridiculous reason why. I was watching TV, and I don't know if because my dad was a paramedic, and we could have been watching a training video or something.
Uh-huh.
Um, but they were they had the brain on the TV and they were putting these little stickers of like numbers and letters to like note, I don't know, different sections of the brain. And I was like, I love stickers.
Sure.
I could do that. And that was my reason why, because I just was like, I can stick stickers on a brain. I can be a brain surgeon.
Oh yeah, super easy.
Yeah, no big deal. But whenever I grew up a little bit more, I wanted to be an orthodontist or a dentist because I was
Hmm.
obsessed with teeth. I love smiles. They make you so happy, like they
Hmm.
really bring something to a person. And I
True.
wanted to be part of making people feel good about themselves in
Oh,
that.
that's so cool.
But then I looked at how expensive that was going to be, and
Mm.
I
Did
thought,
that change your mind?
I don't know. I don't know about that. Yeah. So, but yeah, I wanted to be a brain surgeon
Wow. That's so cool.
because of
Uh,
stickers.
so this leads me to my next question, because as you're going through school and you're going through all this, at what point did college enter the conversation for you? Was that something like mom and dad expected from you? Is that something that you initiated? Was that an influence from someone that you were like, I want to go to college?
Yeah. I don't know when that came into play because I
Fair.
mean my dad went to college.
Oh,
My
cool.
mom was with him. She didn't
Hmm.
attend classes, but she was here. And
Hmm.
they went to NMSU. And but no, I honestly, this is how much I paid attention to things. I thought you had to go through elementary, then middle school, then high school, then college, then you find a job. Like that is
Hmm.
what I thought everybody in life did. And it blew my mind when I got to college and I was like, not everybody's here. Like, what? Why not? What are you
An
talking
eye-opening moment.
honestly, like when we graduated and not everybody went to college, I was like, I'm so surprised. Like, what does that mean? What are you gonna do?
Mm.
Like, I was kind of concerned,
Hmm.
but I didn't
Hmm.
realize like everybody takes different paths and everybody has a different um, purpose. And not everybody has to go to college. It's not for everybody. But yeah, I just thought that's what we did. And whenever I
Yeah.
got to college, then I was like, oh, not everybody goes to grad school? Like, what does that mean? Like,
Right.
'cause there I go again, just like piddling through through
But because you
college.
navigate like an assumption, right? You're operating under the assumption
Yeah,
like people should do this or this is what the path looks like.
yeah,
But then you
yeah.
discover that you're pretty much kind of doing it on your own and not everybody does it.
Yeah, and I think it's because, like my dad did that, my older sister did
Hmm.
that, and
Hmm.
I just followed suit because that's what I knew. And it's really funny. I had this conversation with a student today, because he just graduated last semester and he's having a really hard time finding a job. And then he's like, I guess I'll go to grad school. I don't know. And I said, you know, I wish I would have worked a little bit before I went to grad school because whenever I graduated, I couldn't find a job
Hmm.
because all I had was education and I had no skills. I
Hmm.
had no experience.
Hmm.
And he was like, huh, it's so weird how it doesn't matter which way you go, you're always going to have challenges. And I was like, you're absolutely right. Like,
That's so
that's
true.
exactly what happens. So,
So true.
yeah, I don't know. It wasn't part of the conversation. I think it was just an expectation and an assumption. And that's how I ended up in college.
You're kind of like,
Just
well, I found
landed
myself
there.
here.
It was like a little alien. I just landed there.
Can you talk about your experience in high school? What was that like for you?
Oh, yeah. Um, huh. It was good. I mean, it was high school. I don't know.
Like, I get a lot of folks that like, can we skip this over? Or
No.
some folks that like to talk about it and they're like, they like their high school experience. So yeah, I wanted
Yeah.
to know where you landed on that.
No, it was good. I mean, I found that is where, I made so many amazing friends from different high schools, different, you know, uh towns and stuff like that because I was able to travel with FFA and basketball and BPA and we did I was in several other things, so it was really cool to be able to meet other people and network, and that's where
Hmm.
I really loved that part. Other than that, I mean, Cloudcroft, I don't even know if I mentioned I grew up in Cloudcroft, but it was a very small school. We'd been together since kindergarten. It was like nothing had changed. We just kept going, like
Yeah.
we were with the
Oh
same
wow.
people. We play games with the same people. Um, the classes were the same. But no, it
Hmm.
was really good. I enjoyed the teachers there too. It was definitely an interesting school to be in because of like the layout of the actual building and stuff. We Not a lot of people got to attend school in the Cloudcroft Round building, like the new kids anyway. So in our school we had a round building and it had the library like in the middle, and on the outskirts of the library was a bunch of cubicle type classrooms. And
Oh,
so
interesting.
you're in English class and you're hearing the math class right next door and the history on your other side. And
Hmm.
they're going over the test, and so you're kind of hearing like what are the answers. So tomorrow, whenever I have that class, I know what's going on. But no, it was very distracting because you'd be walking by and looking at everybody in class while you're going to the bathroom or, sharpening your pencil or whatever. The
Right.
lockers are all right there and everybody can see you. But no, it was a very unique experience, and the building was quite old, but
Hmm.
they
Hmm.
tore parts of it down and built
Mm.
the new building. So I was in like pieces of the new building, but I think the things I loved the most about high school was getting to hang out with my friends like at football whenever it was popular in Cloudcroft. I don't know. It could still be. I'm just not there.
You're
Um,
guessing.
I'm guessing. I'm assuming again. But but no, I mean like the whole town used to come to the volleyball games, the basketball games, and I played basketball and that was a lot of fun. I got to I wasn't that good. I wasn't good at all. I just loved the conditioning part of it.
Yeah. No, yeah, yeah.
And being with my friends, and and my depth perception is horrible, so I think that was a big problem. Like a lot of
Am I
air
hearing air
balls,
balls?
a lot of bricks, you know. Once I found my sweet spot, then we were golden. But if somebody was standing there, forget about it, you know.
Oh
Um,
no.
but give me a full court press job or, half court press, and I'm all over it. I had so
Yeah.
much fun, guarding
Awesome.
and, whatever. But no, high school was fun. I got to do a lot of different things, experience a lot of things, and yeah, I wouldn't trade it for the world. Mm-mm.
Did you have like a list of colleges at this point that you wanted to attend? Like did a counselor sit down and say, here are your college options? Or like you said, did you just kind of stumble on the
Um,
decision to attend a particular college?
Gosh, I know our counselor talked to us about it. Did I pay attention? I don't think so. Um, I remember NMSU was always at the top of my list because that's where my dad went, that's where my sister went, that's where
Hmm.
my uh all like a lot of my family has gone to NMSU.
Yeah.
Um, but I didn't really know any other schools other than NMSU and UNM, which is very
Mm.
weird. I mean,
Hmm.
I did have a dual credit course at NMSUA, but I knew I didn't want to stay there because there was not any of the degrees that I wanted there. Um, NMSUA is Alamogordo, by the way, if nobody knows. Um,
No,
Community
glad that you
college.
made that distinction. I was gonna
I know,
say,
I was like,
can you
wait a
clarify
minute.
for the listener?
Yeah, I forgot about that part. Got zoned in and just chatting with you. Um, but no, and I remember having a conversation with somebody that was like, you should go to UNM because then you could maybe go into like medical and do your dentistry. And I was like,
Hmm.
I'm not living in Albuquerque. Are you crazy? I'm from Cloudcroft. We don't even have stoplights. Like why,
Yeah.
how am I supposed to survive
That
in
would be a whole
Albuquerque by
different.
myself? I got lost on a little street in Las Cruces and I had to call my older sister and I was like, I don't know where I'm at. You're fine, just go towards the
Totally.
mountains.
Yeah.
I
You
don't
probably
know.
heard that in Colorado. If you ever get lost, just look to the.
Yes.
You just need to know west is where the mountains are. That's it. That's all you need to know.
Yes.
West is where the mountains
Exactly.
are.
Yeah. And I'm so bad with directions. If somebody says go east, I'm like, is that up or down or left or right? Because I need to know from where I'm
You got to give me
standing.
landmarks. Give me
Yes.
landmarks.
Do not tell me east or west. It's not happening. I will go the opposite direction. Can't even get out of the mall safely. I don't know where I'm going.
Have you seen that meme, Bernadine, where it says, uh, such and such location is there. You can't miss it. And then the person responds, you underestimate my abilities.
Yes.
I can. Watch me get lost.
Yes. I will drive in circles, guaranteed. That's funny.
Now, in
Uh,
terms of high school, um, you said you were involved in basketball. You were involved with several things. Um, do you remember what you recall your final year in high school, like your senior year? You're about to
mhm.
graduate. What do you recall about that?
I remember being very focused on scholarships.
Mm,
I didn't play basketball that year, and I worked. I mean, I worked like all through high school, mostly in a little gift shop in town on the weekends, but that year I worked at the electric company um during the summer. But I think I actually did both. I think I did on the week. Anyway, I worked. Um,
for sure.
anyway,
Yeah.
I worked.
Yeah,
Where
you
was I
you
going with
worked.
that? Oh no. Yeah, I worked. But yeah, I worked a lot on scholarships. I remember just really focusing on making college a little easier for myself because I knew
Hmm.
I wasn't going to have a job right away when I went there.
Hmm.
I needed to focus on school to get good grades so I could keep those scholarships. And I ended up with a lot of them. I mean, I basically acted like it was a part-time job.
Mm-hmm.
And then I
Mm-hmm.
had the animals, for the fair and stuff on top of all that. So that took a lot of time and effort. Um, but yeah, I went to college with a lot of scholarships. I was able to keep a lot of them for the 4 years, because they were renewable. And I ended up graduating without any loans for my my bachelor's
That's
and
awesome.
master's. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
And I had about 16,000 left over.
Wow.
Um, and that was just because I applied to scholarships all the time. So
Yeah.
I was able to, after my master's, I had money to, get a good car and put a down payment on a house and stuff like that. No, I did not use scholarship money for that stuff. No, I'm just kidding. But but it's like I I did really well, being very strategic, and I didn't even know that I was really setting myself up for, success in the future. Like I was just like, this is what I need to do, so this is what I'm doing.
Yeah. So it made sense. Yeah,
It made
absolutely.
sense to me. I don't know. I've got a silly
Yeah.
brain. It just does what it wants to, I guess, and it sets me up for success, and I didn't even know it.
You've been succeeding. You're on a path of success without
I
knowing
have.
it.
Just gotta follow your gut. That's really what it is.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I like how you make that point that sometimes following instinctively
Yeah.
what feels right, right? What feels
Yeah.
that it's guiding you into a direction that you want to be in. Uh,
Hmm.
Having that question, what did the moment for you when you graduated high school, what did that moment mean to you and to your family?
Oh, well, it was an exciting moment, of course.
Okay,
And
yeah.
I kind of feel like I blacked out. I mean, of course, my family was my very, my family was very happy for me, but it
Hmm.
was an expectation, like you do
Mm.
not graduate high school. And I did back then again, I didn't realize some people didn't graduate high school, and there was a few in my class that didn't, and I was just like, I was very concerned, like, I don't know what that means for them, but they ended up great in life, so I'm not worried about them anymore. But it's just because I
Mm.
didn't
Hmm.
understand, I didn't know what that meant. I didn't know what what does life mean, after high school in general. But no, we had a nice celebration with friends and family, and it just meant that was the end of that chapter and on to the next, and that was college for me. But yeah, I
Wonderful
mean,
transition to the, yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
No, I was just about to ask you because you decided to attend New Mexico State University.
Hmm.
Tell us why you landed on this college and what did it feel to set foot at NMSU?
I I remember um they were always at they were always at the high school for some reason. Or maybe I
Mm,
just was looking for them, or NMSU was in all the classrooms, um, little posters, or they were, there was little flyers. They were always sending me mail. I felt so special. You know, I got something with my name on it.
I really feel like a lot of the state schools do a good job of like
Yes.
eh, marketing themselves in various areas like high school and elementary.
Yeah.
As you know, I work for Colorado State,
Yeah.
so they're everywhere. Like you could see
Yes.
them on even outside of Fort Collins, like you see their logo
Hmm.
on other campuses.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's very distinct, right? Like
Yes.
you see it and you're like, I know where that belongs. So that's kind of,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
where NMSU was. I remember even I was in high school, maybe middle school, and the NMSU cheerleaders were passing through from a game from somewhere else, and they stopped at the high school,
Mm.
and we had like
Mm-hmm.
they came to our pep rally, and I felt so bad for them because like we're a little school that we were just like, we have no pep today. Like we're not going to cheer your cheers that we don't know, but I thought they were so cool. Like they were doing flips in the air and it's just stuff I had
Oh,
only seen on TV, and I was like, oh
yeah.
my God, like that's so amazing. Just little Bernadine was so blown away by a flip in the air. It says a lot about me. I'm amused and happy with the simple things in life.
Simple things
But
of life. Yes, absolutely.
yes. But no,
I'm right there with you.
it was just them being present. They were at the
For
college
sure.
fairs. They were talking to us. They had a night where they helped us with, the FAFSA and Scholar Dollar application and, just a lot of different things. They invested time in us and it felt comfortable. And then I had also been on campus for many other things like with FFA, so I felt
Hmm.
comfortable with the campus. Um,
Hmm.
and then also it was kind of like a legacy. So
Mm.
I wanted to be part of that. And I would see my older sister come with her, her sweaters and her t-shirts, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. Like, you're in college. Like, what the heck? So it
Hmm.
was
Hmm.
just really neat to me. So that's kind of how I landed at NMSU. And I remember the first day I stepped foot on campus. I went to register, and my older sister took me to my advisor to get enrolled in classes and stuff. And that
Hmm.
was back when I wanted to be a math teacher. Ew.
Oh,
And
you wanted to be a math teacher.
I did. I changed it that day whenever the advisor, I know the advisor showed me like you'll have to take trigonometry and calculus, and I was like, I don't even know what those words mean.
You
I
lost me at trigonometry.
Yeah, I thought I was only going to have to take algebra and geology or geography
Yeah.
or geography, that too. But see, I do not belong in a math class. I'll try to teach geography.
You could teach longitude and latitude.
Right.
Absolutely. It has numbers. It has numbers.
But no, I just remember being so excited because I was like, oh my God, I
Yeah,
made it. Like, this is crazy. I'm here.
that's awesome. So initially math major, but did you know like I guess it must have been like afterwards you were like, I gotta find a different program.
Right.
What other programs did you explore?
So I looked in music. I decided that was not for me because they wanted me to learn like five different instruments, and I was like, not even.
Whoa. No, yeah.
I'm not gonna do that. I can't read music, and no, like,
Hmm. Yeah.
it's
Did
just
they also want you to do music theory? I'm curious.
yes, like
Oh,
all
no,
the
no,
things.
sorry.
And I was like, I don't even know what any of that means. So I'm like, no, I'm not
Yeah.
interested in that. And I couldn't decide. And the advisor was like, agriculture. You're thinking of something in education. So
Hmm.
why not just do agriculture extension education? Because then you have the best of both worlds. And I'm like, fine, whatever. I just want this appointment to be over. Like I'm stressed.
You're like, I'm
Like
done.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
cry, I'm gonna throw up again, like my anxiety is coming. No, but I ended up loving the program. I
Mm.
learned everything. I mean, I already knew how to weld and do woodwork from my dad, teaching those classes, but I was able to refine those skills. I learned more about animals, the nutrition, breeding and all the we branded, oh my gosh, I even cut horns. I mean, like it was crazy. We
Wow.
did all kinds of things. Um, birthed baby sheep, like it was so cool. Learned about horticulture, learned about bugs. I That was a really cool class, but I ate some bugs.
You ate bugs.
I
Oh,
ate
interesting.
bugs.
Were they roasted, salted, flavored at
Both.
all? Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
The only one that I didn't love was the crickets because their legs were
Okay.
a little scratchy. Well, this is the weirdest podcast you probably ever recorded.
It's an honor to be recording a description of how crickets taste like on a trio podcast.
They were crunchy and salted. Oh, the mealworms were probably my favorite, but
Oh yeah.
that sounds gross. Don't, if you're watching or if you're listening to this at dinner, please turn it off. No, I'm just kidding.
Come back to this later. Just
Yeah,
pause. Come
just
back later.
pause, eat your food, and come
Middle of
back.
lunch. So, interestingly enough, Bernadine, our listeners typically listen around in the morning. So I
Oh,
imagine like they're eating breakfast. I like to imagine that they're eating breakfast, or some of them will listen like midday, so around lunch. So
oh
if you're eating
no.
around lunchtime, pause the podcast. Come back to this later.
It's a healthy snack, people. It's a healthy snack
Yeah. No, yeah,
that I
yeah.
don't eat regularly.
Reframe. I love how you reframe that. That's
I
good.
do not. I haven't eaten that in about 20 years. That's so funny.
Oh my
But
gosh.
no, that degree, it really set me up to kind of do anything, anything in science, anything in education, anything in agriculture. And I ended up in education.
Wow. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
I know.
I'm going to combine these two questions for you because I
Okay.
want you to give us a glimpse of your life at NMSU and your experiences, and to tell us how involved were you at NMSU?
Ah, I wasn't, my freshman year, I was kind of involved. My sophomore year, I was a little more involved, but mostly with like collegiate FFA. Um,
Hmm.
After that, I mean, I worked a lot. I got a job my second semester of freshman year because I was
Hmm.
just bored. I was
Mm.
just bored. And I could have been more active on campus and stuff, but I I knew I needed money because I mean, I was renting a trailer, buying food, paying the utilities. We didn't have to live on campus at that time, so um my truck was breaking down all the time and it was a gas
Mm.
guzzler and I wanted to go home sometimes. So I got to a point where I was like, I really need money. This is gonna get a little dangerous if I don't find a job now. And so I did. It was a great job. I had it for 8 years. I was an office manager for a sheet metal fabrication company. And it it really got me through. It paid well. It was flexible with my hours, and I got to work with a lot of really amazing people who I still run into today, and it's really cool to kind of see where we all ended up. Um, they did close down, and that's how I lost my job, and I ended up
Mm.
looking for the admin position at Trio.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I mean, I worked a lot, so I wasn't super involved. But with collegiate FFA, I did a few things here and there, and I tried to be active in some of the ag stuff. They tried a lot to get me out and about, but I was busy being smart and doing my
Yeah.
homework and
You were
and
absorbing.
and making some money so I could live. But no,
Yeah,
there was
absolutely.
definitely some hard times. There was hard money times, but what college student hasn't gone through that?
Right. So here's a reflective question for you then. What did you learn about yourself during your time at NMSU? What did you find out about Bernadine?
Hmm. I learned, hmm, a lot, always. I think that's like, I feel like college is like the middle school of adulthood. Um, you're going
A good
through
description.
you're going through so many changes. You
I love
know,
that.
who the heck are you? Where are you going? What are you even doing? Like every day you're changing, your body's changing, your mind is changing, your personality's changing. The people that you're hanging out with, you're not my friend. You are my friend. You're somebody I can trust.
Yeah,
You
that
are
figuring out.
not somebody I can trust.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
really, it really is middle school of adulthood. And
Wow. Yeah.
I feel like I learned who my people were,
Mm-hmm.
what I was willing to deal with and not deal with. Um,
Mm-hmm.
because at first, you're a freshman, you want to experience everything, you say yes to everything. But by the time I graduated, yeah, I was like, no to everything. No to all of those things that will get me in
Everything.
trouble and jeopardize my future, But don't let me fool you. I definitely made some mistakes, and I hung out with the wrong people and I had some interesting situations, but I was never arrested, so that's great.
Oh, that's good. That's a plus.
I never ended up in jail.
That's good. Can you tell me, what did earning a bachelor's degree mean to you personally?
Oh man. I remember walking across that stage and being like, holy moly, like I did it. All those really hard nights, the studying, the reading, the
My
saying
gosh,
no to
yeah.
your friends when they wanted to go dancing again, like they all the it was just like so relieving, but at the same time it wasn't, I was like meh because I was going straight into my grad school.
Yeah.
So really I think when I graduated with my master's is when I felt like, whoa, this is life
Oh.
changing because
So let's,
I didn't
yeah,
stop. Hmm.
I want to talk about that. So when you graduated, you also pursued a master's degree at NMSU. Was that concurrent? Like you graduated and then you're like, got to do it at the same time? Or was it you took a year off, or was it immediately after graduation? Yeah, what was that transition for you?
Well, I always tell my students, don't be like me. Because I was in the head of the department's office and she was signing off on my like degree because I
Hmm.
didn't know I needed to apply for a degree and so I was late. Um and so she was like, "Well, what are your next steps? What are you going to do?" And I'm like, "I don't know." And she's like, "You're going to work? Did you find a job? Did you apply for any teaching jobs?" And I'm like, "No, I don't, like why would I do that?" Like
Yeah, yeah. No, it's like,
why would I
why?
start that now? Because it was literally like maybe
Yeah.
a month to 2 weeks before graduation. Like I was late, late.
Oh, okay.
And she was like,
Gotcha.
you need to go to grad school if you don't know what you're doing. And I'm like, I'll think about it, and she's like, well, here's the application. Of course, that's back when everything was paper, you know.
Mm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And I was like, fine, I'll do it, because I really have no other plans. I'm working at this place. At least I have money coming in, but I have no teaching plans. And I don't
mm-hmm,
really love it at this point. I didn't want to be a teacher. When I did
mm-hmm,
my student teaching, I loved the school I was with. I loved the kids I was with. Um, most of them were my cousins, so that doesn't count, but I loved them. Like, I had a good time teaching them, but I just didn't feel like that's where I needed to be. Um,
mm-hmm.
so yeah, that's kind of why she was questioning me. Anyway, so I take this application. It's due in like a week. Oh my gosh. So
Whoa, that's a
I'm
fast turnaround.
Oh yeah. And I was like, oh, what have I done? What have I done to myself? And so I'm writing my personal statement. I'm getting all these letters of recommendation as fast as I can. And everything is paper. I remember in a manila envelope, I got all my stuff together and I walked it up to the Ed Services building and turned it in. And I was like, well, what happens now? Like, if I don't get in, if I miss something, like, now what? It was just a very confusing thing to me. So I
Mm-hmm.
always tell my students, like, start planning now as a junior, like, for the love of God, just look, or, just like look at deadlines, see what you need to do. Here's an Excel tracker. Like, please do not do what I did. And I'm so grateful for that lady, just because I'm pretty sure she had a lot to do with me getting into the program because it was so late. It was so bad. But it worked out. I don't know. We're just going with the flow again.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So it felt like going from one thing to the next is what I'm
Yeah.
hearing.
Yeah.
What are some of the biggest differences between the undergraduate and graduate degree, you think, in your opinion?
I really liked getting my master's because I didn't have to take classes that I wasn't interested in. Um, I really struggled in some of those classes in undergrad because I didn't care about the topic. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't relate it to anything, and I refused to get tutoring because I was hard-headed. Um, but my master's, it was catered to what I wanted to research, I wanted to do, I wanted to, you know, um, solve a problem or something, like it was all stuff that I actually use now more than I thought I would, like statistics and, you know,
Yeah.
all the technical writing and stuff like that. Like as a director, I didn't know I was going to be a director. I didn't know I was going to need all those things later, but it's so funny. I always tell the students, like, you never know when you're going to use what you learned.
So true.
You never know. Now I
Absolutely.
use it every day.
Absolutely. Was there a specific career that you were looking for?
Oh, I wish.
Short answer.
I
Good
wish I
answer.
knew. Again, I'm like, gosh, I don't know, Pocahontas, like going with the wind. Um, Jeez. It's so funny to like think back at these things, and it's like surely I had thoughts, but what were they, you know?
Mm,
Um, but no, I really feel like I didn't have any plans for a specific career at that point. And
mm-hmm,
I remember thinking like I should probably go to school for something else at this point. Like I've done what I was comfortable with and what I knew,
mm-hmm,
and shame on me for doing that and not getting out of my comfort zone and actually learning something that I wanted to do. Because
mm-hmm,
I always thought like later, after my master's, I was like, I'd be a good counselor
mm-hmm,
because that's all I do is listen to my friends, my family, and I solve problems.
mm-hmm.
And funny enough, that's all I do every day. Without the counseling
It kind of
degree.
aligned a little bit.
Yeah. And I don't get that counselor paycheck.
Oh man. Missing out,
I
Bernadine.
get
We're
the
missing out.
education one, but that's okay.
How did you learn about Trio? I remember in the beginning of the top of the podcast before we started recording, you said that you kind of stumbled on this a little bit. How did
Yeah.
that happen?
I was looking for any kind of job that I could
Mm-hmm.
qualify for on the NMSU website. And at that time, I probably had a good like 15, 20 applications out, um,
Mm,
everywhere from government jobs to the high schools. I had like, oh my gosh, any kind of admin. Um, I had worked at a hardware store and a nursery, like a plant nursery.
mm-hmm.
And they all didn't work out, and so I just remember seeing an admin job and I was like, I'll apply. I know I qualify, but I'm overqualified, so they'll probably say no.
Mm-hmm.
And you remember Carol Hicks,
I do. I do remember
freshman.
Carol. Yeah.
Yeah, so she had called for an interview and I was like, all right, I had already interviewed 7 different times with the high schools, and they all said no because I had a master's degree and no experience, and they could
Mm,
pay a bachelor's degree more money, I mean, less money, and have them as an employee,
mm,
They would have to pay me more because I had a master's degree, but I didn't have the
right.
experience. So, I was like, fine, I'm not going to get in the schools, whatever. So I went to
Yeah.
this
Yeah.
interview. I remember she asked me, like, what do you know about Trio? And I was like, I know they help students. Like, that was my answer. It was so dumb,
Oh no,
afterwards.
but it's a good response.
I mean, it's what we do. Um,
Yeah.
I wasn't Oh, it just wasn't good answer, and I remember like kicking myself because like she was asking me questions about like how would you help a student in this area or this, and I just had the crappiest answers. But I don't know, it was like months later and she called me and I was fishing, and she asked me if I wanted to start, to be the admin. And I was like, oh my God, yeah, like when do I start? And she was like, when do you want to start? And I was like, next week, like as soon as
Yeah.
possible. And she's like, all right, sounds good, and then that it just from there on,
Wow.
that's how I learned about Trio was what does Trio do? They help students.
You became a legend at that moment. That's
I
when your
yeah.
story began.
Oh gosh, that was a
And I
crazy
really want
time.
to, yeah, I really want to emphasize to the audience, you went from an admin assistant, you went from this administrative role to now the director of TRIO programs, which is an
Mhm.
amazing career evolution. What are some things that you're learning about yourself and the programs as the director of TRIO programs?
I'm learning that I don't know enough about pre-collegiate programs.
But
Man,
you're learning about the pre-college programs like
oh
Upward Bound and Talent Search and all them, right?
yes. Oh my gosh. I didn't know how different all the programs are from each other.
Mm.
Um, the objectives that they have to meet, the regulations are all different.
Hmm.
Uh, it's just crazy. And I said this the other day to somebody. How come when they made these programs, there wasn't something streamlined? Like it's all over the place. And I remember having this conversation with somebody. I can't remember who I was talking to, but they were like, it's gonna be a hard transition coming from SSS to the pre-collegiate programs because there's an adjustment, and then adjusting
Hmm.
your brain each time you're talking about each program, it's going to be an adjustment. Actually, I think it was Al Bacon from Texas. It was.
Oh, Al, yeah.
Um,
I think I had him on
yeah,
the podcast.
I think so. Yeah. And he was like, "But you can do it." And I was like, "Okay." Like if you say so. But no, it's true. Every bit of that is true. And that's what I've learned the most is they're so different. And but they all have the same, goal is to have those students succeed. But that's been my biggest struggle. That's been my biggest learning curve. So I still have a long way to go. I always say it takes a good 2 years to learn what a program does. Um, I learned the most when I did that annual performance report, that APR. That really
Mm.
taught me how to be a director.
I keep hearing from directors and coordinators that that's trial by fire. Like you truly get
Yes.
baptized in
Oh,
trio through that.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Because then that's when you figure out why you do what you do and when you do it, as
Mm.
far as
Hmm.
documentation and services are provided. Because it's definitely a science, but I love that part though. Ooh, I love seeing the numbers all fall together um and the percentages at the end and all your points and it's beautiful and it's like look what we did everybody look
That's
like
awesome.
just look.
I feel like you have like a mentality of you like seeing the numbers and the story it's telling,
Yes.
what the numbers are saying.
Yes, exactly. It's beautiful at the end. Unless you messed up somewhere and then it's like, oh darn. But you learn what to do better next time.
Absolutely.
I've
What
had
are
those
some goals that you have for, yeah, yeah, sorry. Didn't mean to
no,
cut you
I
off,
was just
Bernadine.
saying I've had those days too.
Absolutely. So, what are some goals that you have for your trio programs that you direct? Are there particular goals that you have for all of them, or are there different benchmarks for all of them that you have?
Well, let's see. I have um I have an amazing group of directors. Um honestly, the whole staff, the coordinators and everything is we are really so blessed. We get along so well and everybody works together so well. Um my biggest goal is that everybody communicates with each other and helps each like the students feed into each program, which we've always
Mm,
kind of
mm-hmm,
done, but
mm-hmm.
I feel like there's some work that can be done there. Because, a lot of students, they're like, oh, well, I can't go to main campus because it's too expensive. But in New Mexico, we have, the opportunity in the lottery scholarship, which is free tuition and free fees for the students. And it's like, you can afford to go here. Like, and they hear it, but they don't believe it, I
Hmm.
feel like, until we
Yeah,
show it. But I think there's a lot of teamwork that SSS can do to help Upward Bound and Talent Search students really understand the impact of the programs that they're in
hmm,
and the opportunities that are there for them and how it's really going to help them in the future. Because right now, I feel like we're seeing in the high schoolers that they're not wanting to take time out of their weekend or their afternoon to do these things because it's taken away time from their TikTok or their friends or something else. And it's like, you have no idea that you're saving thousands of dollars if you just do this summer,
hmm,
and
hmm.
you're gonna save yourself a lot of time later. Or you get to travel to another school, another place, and see these different things. And so that's kind of my goal, is that, we kind of work a little closer together in helping these students really see the impact of Trio in the future.
Absolutely.
But that's a big ask. That's a big bite. But we're gonna do
Absolutely.
it. We're gonna do
Oh
it.
yeah, 100%. So earlier in the podcast, we shared that you were also the president of the Trio New Mexico State Association. Can you tell us more about this association and its goals? And then what was your position with this organization? Are you still currently the president?
No, thank God. No, I'm just kidding. No. No, it was
If you want me
amazing.
to, I'll edit that out there later.
No. No, it's hard work. It's hard work, the end. No, so Trio New Mexico, our goal is, to help advocate and make sure our students have the opportunity to obtain higher education,
Hmm.
um, that, all over the state. And I was president for about a year and a half, like I said,
Hmm.
and that was like 24, 25, and all the way to, yeah, yeah, 20, actually, I don't know. I've lost track. Anyway, it was a long time. And it felt like about 3 years. Um, and then no, I'm past president right now. I roll off in April. Um,
Mm.
but with that, you're on the SWASAT board, the region. Um, so that's also part of your role. And I
Hmm.
previously I was treasurer in about, I think it was 2019 to 20-ish.
Mm.
Yeah, 19 and 20. Um, and really the treasurer role, being treasurer, taught me everything I needed to kind of know to be president. It's kind of like being the admin before you become the director. Like,
Mm.
you learn all the ins and outs and where the money goes and everything about everybody and who you need to talk to and, you know, how everything operates because everything revolves around money, right? And
Oh, for sure.
so,
Yeah. Mm.
yeah.
Unfortunately.
And so when I was president, I was like, okay, you go here, you go there. This is up and this is down, and that needs to be paid, and this needs to be done, and it really helped prepare me. So right now I'm past president. I've enjoyed it, but it's also been a lot. And I think it's been a lot because I've also had that transition to director of TRIO programs on top of it. Um, but no, I'm definitely one that I do things, I do it full force, and then I'm like, oh, I'm so tired. I
Yeah.
burnt myself out, because I go hard, like, oh, 100% in. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna do it right. And so yeah, but I loved it. Oh my God, the people that I met were amazing. The things that I got to do and see. I've made some amazing relationships across the nation, and I've had
Mm.
some great opportunities. Like COE has, dragged me into a few things that I was like, why me? Like there I am with imposter syndrome again, like, what do you mean you're asking me to do this? it just blows my mind. And I don't know why I'm so shocked. Like you said, I've made a lot of accomplishments and um but I feel like I'm just doing what I'm supposed to be doing, and there's nothing great about that because it's just what I'm supposed to be doing. But apparently it's really cool.
Yeah.
It's gotten me a lot of places that I wasn't expecting to go. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, it's been cool.
That's awesome. I love that. Um, as we are now heading into the end of this podcast, I wanted to take a moment to reflect with you about advice that you would give to the trio community. So first, we'll start off with the trio professionals listening to this podcast. What
Mhm.
advice do you have for them?
You must talk to people.
Hmm.
Um,
Connection. Okay.
yes, connection is key. And I will say, like, I think at the beginning we talked about Maurice Pittman from Idaho. And one day out of the blue, he called me asking me a question about an Emerging Leaders Institute that I was in for
Hmm.
SWASAP. And he said, "You're the only one that picked up the phone." And
Oh,
and I called all kinds of people and we talked for an hour just
wow.
about life, things that were going on. We talked about our programs, we talked about our students. He felt like an old friend. To this day, we're pen pals because we haven't met each other in person yet.
We'll need to
And
fix that.
yeah, I know. This was back in like 2018. It's been a really long
Hmm.
time. It's almost been 10 years now. But talk to people, talk to everybody. And I always tell everybody that you want to run for office, you better start talking to people, make those connections, show
Hmm.
people that
That's
you
important.
really care, you really are into this, and you have a passion for it. And then do it scared. You are going to be scared, you're going to be nervous, you're going to be scared of rejection, of failure. Do it anyway. And that came from Cheryl Wheeler Johnson. She's from Texas now. She was in Louisiana, and
Hmm.
she's my trio sister. So shout out Cheryl. Um, there was one time in a board meeting, I don't know what we were talking about, but she was like, "Honey, you got to do it scared." And I was like, "All right, here we go. I'm scared and I'm doing it." So every time I get
Jump right
myself,
in.
yeah, every time I get myself into something new, I'm like, well, Cheryl said do it scared, so here we go. So those are my two things for everybody, not just in trio, but everybody in life. Talk to people and do it scared.
I like that. Very good advice. What about
Yeah.
advice for trio students?
Oh man, do it scared. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh no, that also applies, right?
Right? It really does. Keep your mind open. There's so much out there, so many different paths, so many different ways to do things. There's not just one way or one timeline to go
Hmm.
about
Hmm.
life or whatever you're going to. So
Yeah.
keep your mind open. And I think that's what got me where I am today is I wasn't I didn't have tunnel vision on something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is something that you're currently watching, reading, or listening to?
Oh my gosh. Watching, uh, I'm one of those, I like to binge on the trashy, on those stupid
Maybe you and I
reality
have a different
shows.
definition. Okay, reality. Okay, got it,
Those
got it.
reality shows. Right now, Love is Blind is
Okay,
on my watch
fair.
list. But then there's like all those other little like girly, Hallmark things that I was like,
Okay,
I just
gotcha.
need something happy with a happy ending, that's going to be on TV at this moment. But no,
Absolutely.
I don't watch a whole lot of TV, but I also don't read a lot of music. I mean, read a lot of music, read a lot of books. I think I'm getting tired one. No.
We're getting toward the end. We're almost there. We're almost there.
This is me all day. I mix up my words all day. But no, I spend a lot of time just listening to music
Oh,
um
yeah.
and stuff
You
like
said
that.
country is one of your favorite genres. Are there any other genres that like it puts you in a good mood?
Yeah, yeah, country's a favorite. I do like hip hop a lot, especially in the gym. Um, like I said, Gangster's Paradise is like my favorite song. I listen to Weezer. What else gets me? Toto, Africa is one
Oh
of my
yeah.
favorites as well. I actually got to see that one in concert. That was,
Oh, that's so
I
cool.
just,
That's awesome.
I think I was just chills. It was amazing. I don't know.
Yeah.
Um, all those girly pop, Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera and all those 90s
That's a nice
stuff.
throwback.
Yeah, I don't know. I grew up in the 80s and 90s, so that's kind of where my music focus is. 2000s are okay. They're pretty good, but that
Yeah,
was like college. Mm-hmm.
right on. Using only one word, can you describe yourself?
Oh, that's a hard one. Let's see. Oh no. One word?
Only one word. I'm sorry, I made it tough.
Jeez. Give me like 5. I'm just kidding. Oh man.
For you, I'll make an exception for 5.
I know. We'd be here all night. I would
Start off with
say
wonderful. You're wonderful, talented,
oh, I was gonna say creative. I think
creative. No, that's a good one.
you have to be.
I haven't
Yeah.
had that word yet. I'll be
Really?
honest with you. I looked through all the podcast episodes. I haven't had that word yet.
What's the popular one? What's the popular word?
Resilient and persistent.
Oh, okay. Very good.
Those are the popular ones.
Yeah, well, I'll be different as usual.
Creative. I love that.
That's funny.
We just spoke with Bernadine Booky, director of the TRIO programs at New Mexico State University. Bernadine, thank you so much for being on the podcast today.
Thank you. It was a pleasure.
So we have a tradition on the Let's Talk TRIO podcast where we have the guests do a sign off. Do you care to do the honors?
Yes, I'd love to. Are we ready? That was my attempt at drums.
The drum roll. Oh, I should have given you a nice. Should I do a sound effects for a drum roll? Do you think?
No, I'm just kidding. All right, everybody, all at once. Trio works.
Are you a participant, alum, or staff of a TRIO program? Do you want your program highlighted? You or your program could be featured in an upcoming episode of Let's Talk TRIO. Get a hold of us by going to our Facebook page or Instagram and send us a direct message. Search for Let's Talk TRIO. We want to get your story to the public.
You just heard from our guest, Bernadine Booky, director of TRIO programs at New Mexico State University. Thank you, Bernadine, for being on the podcast and for sharing your TRIO journey. Remember, if you would like to be on the Let's Talk TRIO podcast or know a staff, advocate, participant, or alumni, send us an email at letstalktrio@gmail.com. That email again is letstalktrio@gmail.com. A heartfelt thanks to our individual supporters, Angelica Villalpando, Dr. Jamie Motley, Dr. Ryan Barone, Dr. Jeff Naputi, Angelica Valdez, Rosario Riley, Felicia Rivera, Eric Lemaster, Jeff Calden, and Jaded Electronics. Thank you to our corporate sponsors, TrioJoblist.com, Nosotros Education Center, Longsdale Publishing, Student Access, and The TRIO Store, powered by Proforma. Visit www.thetriostore.com, your source for TRIO graduation stoles. Thank you all so much for your continued support of this podcast. You too can sponsor the Let's Talk Trio podcast in one of 3 ways. Become a monthly patron on Patreon. Our base level starts at $1 a month. Become a corporate sponsor by placing an ad on the podcast. Contact us for details. Become a supporter with a one-time donation to the podcast business PayPal account. Our business handle is at Let's Talk Trio. I'd like to take a moment to thank our honorary members of the Let's Talk Trio podcast, Roderick Chambers, Tony Ho, Scott Kendall, and Susan Cramp. The Let's Talk Trio podcast team is John Russell, audio engineer, music producer and composer, and post-production editor. Amelia Castañeda, script supervisor, marketing manager, social media manager, and producer. Juan Rivas, executive producer and host. Be sure to follow Let's Talk Trio podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. This episode was recorded Thursday, February 26th, 2026. Thank you so much for listening, and we will catch you on the next episode.